What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on D's Analysis. We're going to be looking at MicroStrategy today, running through some charts, indicators, and stuff like that. So let's get straight into it. We have our long-term trend line that we've been established with for some time now. We've had our bounces. We've had another bounce right now. I don't think that this pullback should be anything significant, but we never know what's going to happen. Maybe it is something significant. But think about it, guys. We just had 4 massive green candles in a row. It's okay if we get some kind of pullback. And honestly, it's just the beginning of the week. It's just Monday. So, I mean, if you think about it here, we had 3 massive green candles. Starts off the week pushing down, and that's why you got this wick. And then it finished the week up. So maybe we get something like that again. Even here, after this large green candle, we opened up. We opened all the way up here, pushed all the way down, and then we finished at this level. So maybe it's just a small little pullback and then we push up higher. Who knows? But Bitcoin has been dropping, but I don't think it's time to panic. It's just a small pullback. It's also part of the level that we spoke about, which was this golden zone. We've been speaking about it for the past couple weeks. We have finally ran into it, and we are getting the resistance that we spoke about. But hopefully it's short-lived. We're getting that bounce off the 0.5 to the 618. Hopefully we can rip through this, get the close here, and bounce up. So ideally, it would be a scenario where we close above, retest, and push up higher. We did speak about it, pushing up and pushing back down. Now, on the bullish side, we also do have a close within the 0.5 to the 618, the golden zone, which is an ideal situation. That's what you want to see. But we did open up underneath, so let's see if we can reclaim that again by the end of this week. On the bearish side, if we were to fall underneath this horizontal level of support at 355 or 353, we could probably see about 320 if we fall underneath 353. So we definitely don't want to lose that level. We want to hold this horizontal level of support and resistance and push up higher. That would be the ideal situation, of course. When we take a look at the SMAs, they are looking good. Just like we spoke about, we did break out of this downward sloping trend line, and it looks like we may not be coming back. We might be finding support at these levels here instead of all the way down here, because whenever you break out of something, it likes to retest it before pushing up higher. But that does not always have to be the case. So keep that in mind. On the weekly, we're still looking good. Let's see if we retest it. Hopefully not. I would like for us to just push up all the way without any major pullbacks. On the Bollinger Bands, we did make it to the red band and we got a little push back off, but that does not mean that we can't continue to hug it on the way up. We were hugging it for 5 or 6 trading days in a row, maybe even 7, and then now we're just getting a minor pullback. So let's see if we make it all the way down to the blue band, or this is just a minor level of support and we push up higher. On the weekly Bollinger Band, it's kind of the same situation where we got to bounce off of the red band and we push down a little bit. But let's see if we can push through and push up even higher and continue hugging it to the upside. Sorry if my connection's a little slow. I'm at work right now, so that's why there's a little delay. On the global liquidity, so we've actually started, of course we've been in an uptrend, but it looks like we're starting to create some kind of flag pattern, potentially, and we are starting to create something like that. So let's see if we can break out of that and global liquidity can continue ramping up higher. But right now, it is in a downtrend. We were saying something about a head and shoulders, which still could be possible. You have your shoulder here, head, shoulder, and let's see if this can, a head and shoulders would continue down because it's a bearish pattern. We don't want a head and shoulders. You want this to be a bull flag, so we can have the flagpole here, our flag pattern, and then we can break out and push up higher. That would mean the move on Bitcoin is extended for longer, which would be ideal. And if we were to take a look at global liquidity, we want to see where we're at. This move, because remember, this is the bottom for Bitcoin. So if we move it out, we are 27 days out from the bottom. And if we move 27 days out, that puts us right in this ballpark. So we're somewhere in here potentially if this is following global liquidity to the T. And that's potentially why we're seeing this pullback, if this is following to the T. And maybe we find a bottom within the next couple days, and then we can start ramping up higher. On the RSI, we made it all the way to the 70 or close to the 70. Now we're getting a minor pullback, but it's just to the yellow moving average. So maybe we get that bounce here, and that helps support price to push up higher and have that continued strength. So we can see a nice move like this where we see the green shaded areas as we ramp up higher for the next leg up. On the weekly, pushing up higher, and it looks like it's a minor pullback. Hopefully we don't make it all the way to the yellow moving average. Hopefully it's just a minor pullback to continue up. Like we saw here, we saw multiple little setbacks and sideways consolidation on the way up to the 70. So this is normal. Let's see what happens. And on the way to 70, on this move here, you can see there was one pullback on the RSI and continued up higher. On this move to 70, there was a minor one here, another minor one, and then a small one as well. So it had three minor pullbacks. We've already had 1, 2, so maybe we have a third one right before 70, and then we break through 70 and get that momentum to push us up higher, to get that exaggerated move that we keep speaking about. Hopefully we get that exaggerated move to the upside, because that's where we get that blow off top, and that's where you get most of your gains. When we take a look here at the MACD, we're looking very bullish. We are getting a little decrease in bullish volume, but it can always ramp back up. So this is still normal, but we are in bullish territory, and the blue line is slightly going sideways, but nothing to be concerned about yet. And on the weekly, we're looking amazing. We got the blue crossing over the orange, and we have 2 green candles so far, as you can see here, and hopefully it starts ramping up just like these previous moves, and we get a nice move to 1,000 or something like that. That would be the ideal situation, but it does not have to play out like that. It's going to depend on Bitcoin, of course, as we all know. As you can see, we're back in this trading range. I would have liked to see us close above 96.5 on the weekly, but we did not. But I don't think it's the end of the world. We still have a minor level of support here. Hopefully we can hold that and we don't break it, because once we break that, now we're entertaining the idea of breaking this horizontal level, and if we lose this, then we lose the entire range all over again. And this is just the bottom half of the range, then you have the top half of the range, but the whole range is this move here. So we want to get back to the top of this range and start playing at the top of it eventually. Hopefully sooner than later. We'll see how things play out. Well, Bitcoin is looking very bullish right now. I'm also not surprised that we're getting some kind of pullback. I mean, this is a pretty significant move that you can see there's minimal red days since we've started running up. So, and the red days were pretty much just sideways. So getting a pullback is nothing out of the ordinary. I do think that we still have an increased chance to the upside, but that doesn't mean that's going to play out like that. Because if we do lose this level at 91.8, that's going to be a clean move all the way back to 85,000 potentially. So when you look at the traffic to the left-hand side, you break here, and you can fall right back to 85.2 in the snap of a finger. So don't be surprised if we see something like that if we fall beneath this level. When we take a look at the Tether Dominance, this is how we're potentially going to be able to call the move of the top or close to the top by touching this blue line that we have here established. But as you can see, the Tether Dominance has started to run up. So we definitely want to see this thing drop off. We want to break below the 4.95, and then we can get a massive drop, which will increase the likelihood of a rally on Bitcoin. As this increases, Bitcoin drops. So keep that in mind and add this to your charts so you can keep looking at how the inverse correlation works. So as you can see, we have three daily candles of pushing up, and you can see Bitcoin has been dropping with this move up. So we want to see a drop on the Tether Dominance so Bitcoin can start rallying upward. This is what we'll be using to identify where we could potentially top. It does call to local tops. Of course, things are subject to change, but it has worked in the past. So keep that in mind. When you take a look at the MSTR divided by Bitcoin, it's looking very good. We got our breakout, and now we have an established trend line to the upside. So this is looking very bullish. It's showing that it's outperforming Bitcoin in this last leg here. Hopefully it can be a continued move through, a 5 to 10 week period, hopefully. So far it's been a pretty significant run after this dip here for 4 weeks in a row. Hopefully we can extend that out, 5 to 7 weeks, so we get a total of anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks of running up, and we want to see a large move almost like we saw here, and how we can see here. That's what we want to see. We want to see these mega candles, these godlike candles to the upside, and that's when MicroStrategy is really going to be ramping up. But until then, hopefully we just get a nice steady increase, nothing too crazy, nothing too exaggerated to the upside. And then when we get our exaggerated move, hopefully we're already at 550, 600 bucks, and that exaggerated move takes us to 1,000 plus. But it does not have to play out like that. So that's all I have for you guys. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, drop a comment, and I appreciate all the continued support and all of the new people in the channel. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.